Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Rolex Day-Date 36 in platinum with an ice blue Baguette diamond dial. I will tell you a little bit about the history of the Day-Date, then tell you about where this watch stands in the lineup of other similar Day-Dates, then tell you about the case bezel dial bracelet, finally try it on, and give you my thoughts. So let's start with the history. Now, the Day-Date goes back around 70 years. It was created in the early 50s. The Date-Just was created, which has only the date. The Day-Date has the date and the date. The Date-Just was created almost 100 years ago, or something like 80, 90 years ago. It's quite a long time. The Day-Date, which has one extra complication, is what you see here, and it was created in around early 1950s, so that makes around 70 years. The Day-Date, the special thing about them is that they are the most complicated dress watch that Rolex makes, and they only come in precious metals. That means white gold, yellow gold, rose gold, or platinum. They do not make the Day-Dates in stainless steel or combination steel and gold. Okay, that's because they reserve the most complicated, best complication for precious metals. And it's also known as the President because the band or the bracelet here is done with this three-piece semicircular links that you see here. And this is known as the Day-Date, or sorry, the President bracelet. It looks different from both the Oyster and the Jubilee bracelet. Rolex basically has three bracelets. This is the President bracelet. All the other two I just mentioned are they can go on pretty much any of their other watches. But the President bracelet is reserved for the President. Okay, now let's move on to the, which part here? Does this watch stand in the lineup of other similar Day-Dates? Okay, now, as you can imagine, the Day-Date has many different sizes, or has actually only two sizes, sorry, size 36 and 40. 36 is the small size, and 40 is the large size, or you can call it medium and large. And for size 36, it can be worn by either a man or a woman. Is a unisex watch. Sometimes men like to wear smaller watches. That's also come back into fashion. And sometimes women like to wear larger watches, which is also in fashion. And so there you have it. You have 36 or 40 millimeter. So what you're looking at here is the size 36, and a lot of times I really see a mix between men and women wearing them. Okay, so in size 36, they have many variations, just like they do for size 40. They have it in white gold, yellow gold, rose gold, and they also have platinum. Well, what you're looking at here is platinum. And the difference between platinum and white gold, you might be wondering, well, why would I get it in platinum? Well, first of all, this dial doesn't come in any other material other than platinum, so that's the first thing. Second thing is platinum has a brighter shine to it than white gold. White gold looks a little bit more gray and a little bit more dull, and platinum is much brighter and heavier, by the way, and more expensive, and it's more rare than gold. So okay, anyways, so that's where this watch stands in the lineup. Now, of course they make many different dial variations. They also make the platinum President with a Baguette bezel, so you could also get it with in that configuration. The configuration you see here is with a fluted bezel. The fluted bezel means this bezel that you see here, it kind of looks like a knife's edge. You can either have it this way, or you can have it with a diamond bezel. Now, they used to actually make this bezel with a domed bezel, and that was not that popular, and I believe they did that for quite some time. I want to say like 10 years or more. And I believe they did that because they couldn't figure out how to make the fluted bezel with platinum. I'm just guessing there because, I mean, why put the most lame bezel, which is dome bezel, on the most noble of metals, which is platinum? It just didn't make any sense. And they don't do that anymore. So I'm gonna guess they had technical difficulties, but those have all been solved. Now you see the platinum with the fluted bezel, which is what you see here. Okay, anyhow, that's where this watch stands in the lineup. Let's start talking about the watch itself, starting with the case. The case is made out of all platinum. It is a 36 millimeter, so that's from my thumb to my index finger, the 8 o'clock to the 2 o'clock position. It's a very nice size, actually, and it's the only size that women can actually wear. Well, I guess they could wear the size 40, but really that's a man's size. So for women, size 36 is pretty much the size if you want it the Day-Date, which is their most prestigious dress watch. Okay, so and let's turn it on the side now. You see it's a nice comfortable around 12 millimeters, which is not too thick, not too thin. It's just a very average good profile size. I might mention this also in talking about this platinum. Now, platinum is rare, it's precious, which makes it a precious metal, obviously. But what makes it stand out, I told you at the beginning of the video, is that platinum is very dense, very heavy. So you thought gold was heavy, platinum is even more heavy. Now you might think, oh, it might be too heavy for the wrist. Well, it's not that heavy. I mean, it's not like it's a barbell, you know, it's heavy, but that's a good thing. It gives the watch some heft. It makes it feel expensive, which it is, and it's using a metal that is very first of all, very beautiful. It's also very corrosion resistant, and it has a shine like no other. The steel or white gold cannot shine like this. Now you might go, well, it looks like steel. Well, I mean, kind of, but not really. Platinum is much brighter. It's much brighter than anything else. Okay, and anyways, Rolex mixes their platinum, and it's a 950 platinum, which means 950,000th of a percent platinum. Basically, it's all platinum, and they do this in-house to ensure that the consistency of the platinum mixing is done to perfection, as you could expect from the world's premier watchmaker, Rolex. Okay, let's move on now to the bezel. Now, as I told you, the bezel is fluted. They used, as I said before, they used to make this bezel with a dome bezel on platinum. Actually, to be honest, it looked retarded, and I don't know why they did it, but as I guessed or surmise, it probably was because they couldn't figure it out. But they figured that out, and now it looks absolutely beautiful. Now the Day-Date in platinum is rocking. It's a top watch now with this beautiful fluted bezel. Now the fluted bezel actually, by the way, used to serve a functional purpose where you screw on the bezel to keep the watch watertight. Now that is purely aesthetic, and it's a mark of distinction. In fact, I would even say it's the second most recognizable part of a Rolex, aside from the crown itself. When anybody sees this fluted bezel, they immediately understand that it's a Rolex. Okay, and as I said, also you can also opt to get this with a Baguette bezel. Of course, it's quite a bit more, but the most common is the fluted bezel, which is what you see here. And by the way, adding a fluted Baguette bezel really increases the price a lot. So maybe you want to stick with this one, unless you can afford it. But anyways, okay, so let's move on to the dial. The dial is very special in this case, and I would actually say if you're gonna get platinum, you have to go with one of these special dials, such as the platinum ice blue you see here, or maybe the turquoise or some special dial. Why? Because otherwise, you know, the watch could be kind of mistaken for maybe like a Datejust or something. But with this dial, which is absolutely, in my opinion, the best dial that Rolex makes, which is, they call it the ice blue dial. Why do I say it's the best dial? Well, because they only make this exclusive dial on the Day-Date, which is what you're looking at here, and also when the Day-Date is in platinum. They don't do this dial on any other material, like white gold. They don't do that on it. So you have to get, if you see this ice blue dial, it means the watch is platinum. They also do it on the Daytona, which is platinum. They also do it on the Perpetual 1908, which is platinum. So they only do this dial on platinum. And not only did they do an ice blue dial that looks amazing, it has this beautiful sunray finish, ice blue meaning kind of light blue dial. What else did they do? Look carefully at the hour markers. The hour markers are even done with Baguette diamonds. They're not circular diamonds, which I could see they used to do that in not in this actually I think they did do that, but it just didn't look very good. I think the circular diamonds, for whatever reason, it didn't look that nice. Normally you would have hash marks here, and then they replace that hash marks with diamonds. And so I would even say, in fact, for men, I'm not a huge fan of diamonds for men, but when you do the diamonds with baguettes on the hour markers, it doesn't look feminine. It looks still very classy. Masculine is not the right word for it. Classy is the better word for it. So I love it. These baguettes at the hour markers are just done to absolute perfection, cut to perfection. They just look fantastic. Okay, let's see. Let's move on to the bracelet. As I told you, the bracelet is a president bracelet. It is only on the president watch, which has 3-piece links across, and it's recognizable instantly. Anyone who sees this or has seen one before, I think a lot of people I'd say most people recognize the president bracelet. So there you have it. Okay, and it has a hidden clasp. It's not much different from before. Let's move on to the movement here. The movement is an upgrade from the previous generation. It's a 3255 movement. It has 70 hours of power reserve, which is quite good, and it's precise to ±2 seconds a day. Unfortunately, you can't see it. I wish they would have let you see it, but okay, still a very beautiful movement. Okay, now it's time to try this watch on my wrist. Now, I'm 200 pounds, 6 foot tall, and I have a 7.5 inch wrist. And you can see, to be honest, 36 looks a little bit small on me. So I would say those who have a 7-inch wrist or smaller could go with a 36. If you're a woman, I would say a 6-inch wrist or larger. So between 6 and 7 inches for your wrist size, man or woman, could go with a 36. And those with a 7-inch wrist or larger, man or woman, still probably should go with a size 40. And that's quite a wide range. So, but anyways, what do I think about this watch? Well, the Day-Date is a classic watch. It's an amazing watch, beautiful watch. It holds its value incredibly. It is timeless. It's been around for 70 years or 60 plus years, 70 years, and so it's gonna be around for another, probably 70 years. And it just looks fantastic. I think if you have the money to purchase this and would like to buy it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.